PBJ. Years ago this weekend, it rolled out of the factory, and those who've restored it thought they were restoring a B-25 from the Army Air Pass for your reels, your clips, your photos, your posts. Tag it CCA, tag it Capital Air Show, tag it California Capital Air Show so we can share it. Read your comments and enjoy your clip. The PBJ, celebrating the Navy's 250th.
This one's coming dead?
No, it's not. No, PBJ has 2 wings.
Being a young pilot who's in love with these older airplanes, just started his family, his wife, his young son is here. And these two guys, Nick and Dominic Couches, they're brothers. They're young brothers at the controls of this vintage B-25.
It's mine.
You take care now. He's for the love of God. Security. Red Jeffro going to fly for the very first time at the air show. You heard the Mustangs take off. There's Bernie Vasquez. He's back again in a P-47 Razorback Thunderbolt, so incredibly rare. The sound of round on the round engines, right engines on the B-25. With that distinctive sound. 2 was the type used by General Jimmy Doolittle for the Tokyo raid back in 1942. Subsequent B-25 saw duty in every combat area, being flown by the Dutch, British, Chinese, Russians, and Australians. Wright radios, 1,700 horsepower each, pulling that B-25 through the sky. That's his signature. Photo pass here, low and fast in the P-47. P for pursuit during the Second World War, and now, of course, designations for the fighters in the Air Force F. And the president announced 50 plus years now, the red, white, blue F-16 Viper demonstration team. Coming up next is Bernie is looking for a wave all the way down the show line now for his fine work, and he'll be back later with the Navy tribute, Flying a Wildcat.
Another double shot of crazy in a cup, and we're just getting warmed up. And now I'm old and I'm starting to see that we're
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of your United States Air Force, the Commander of Air Combat Command, General Ken Wilsbach, and all the men and women of the Air Combat Command, we would like to thank you for having us at the
And the 4-point roll.
sing we know.
Major Heater is now slowing the F-16.
Bomber, also incredibly rare. And the big Dauntless dive bomber, and taking off now, larger still, the Avenger, the TBM. Impressive collection. Bernie Vasquez is back again, this time in the Wildcat.
Jazz and hip hop.
And the bent wings of the Corsair as they head on out to regroup and form up and continue with this parade in the large TBM Avenger aircraft. The General Motors TBM-3E Avenger, Garen Swiger from Planes of Fame flying it for us today. The Douglas SBD-5, John Kerpa from Planes of Fame. Also very rare bird. Also yet another warbird, the Grumman F-4F Wildcat. Corsair FG-1D, 18 cylinders, 2,800 horsepower, Pratt & Whitney power. And the early part of the Second World War. Disappointing in some respects, so they had to make some improvements, but it did its job. Top speed of 318 miles per hour. Things they knew they could tweak when it came to going up against the Zero. They needed a little more oomph. Bernie doing the signature photo pass. There's the money shot right there. Again, hashtag, remember to share your clips. Hashtag CCA. Capital Air Show. Aircraft, this classic in the sky. Bernie brings it nice and low all the way down the show line before the Air Boss performs his hardest test, the most difficult task he has this weekend. Coast on over, power on over to the Warbird ramp and then shut it down. And as we celebrate 250 years and include the Marines in this naval celebration, it's time to welcome the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing. Demonstrating just one of the ways the F-35B can land.
Now, to the left, Commander Brian calls smoke on. Off brakes now, burners ready now, and the Blue Angel Diamond is rolling. As they pass before you, you will notice that the smoke is no longer visible while the engines are in afterburner. Number 6 executes a precise low transition and pitches up vertically at 6 times the force of gravity.